Welcome to Hitman Boxing. We are the A-Side boxing community. And I don't even know where to start with this one. Deontay Wilder just can't wait. He has to fight Anthony Joshua next. He's going to continue to run his mouth until someone gives him some attention, until Anthony Joshua acknowledges him. And honestly, Anthony Joshua doesn't have to acknowledge him at all. He's doing him a favor by even entering negotiations with Deontay Wilder, because at the end of the day, Anthony Joshua doesn't need Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder needs Anthony Joshua. Let's start with Wilder's purse, man. So, for the Ortiz fight, I think he made $2.4 million, right? Luis Ortiz got a little bit over $500,000. Trash. But Deontay Wilder is the same guy that turned down a fight with Dillian Whyte for $4.5 million. Does that make sense? Is that good business sense? But when asked why he turned down that amount of money to fight Luis Ortiz, he goes and says that he wants to give the fans what they want. He wants to give them their money's worth. So he chose to fight Luis Ortiz. Great fight. Cool. Like, you knocked out Luis Ortiz. You knocked out the boogeyman of the division, right? But let's not act like you've been knocking out boogeymen and dudes with O's your entire career, because for 39 fights, you wasn't fighting nobody. You weren't giving the fans their money worth then, were you? Luis Ortiz was your first test. He was your first step-up fight, and you passed that test with flying colors. But let's not get ahead of ourselves here. You still haven't really accomplished much in the sport of boxing. Yeah, you got the green belt. You've defended it a handful of times. You beat Luis Ortiz. We're not gonna talk about Luis Ortiz like that, though. He was a good opponent. That's a good win. But it's really your only win in 40 fights that means anything aside from the Stavern win, which is when you captured your WBC championship, right? So I just don't get it, man. This guy he's so contradictory, man. First, it's not about the money, it's about your legacy. Then you say you deserve 50-50. Like, what are you talking about, bro? 50-50, okay? Now we're on to, here are the negotiating terms. He says he'll take a 60-40 split. He'll take 40% of the pot. But he says in the rematch, he wants it the other way around. And that's if he wins. He wants Anthony Joshua to take 40% and he takes 60% in the second fight. He wants somebody to put that in a contract, and sign off on the contract. That's normal. Like, that's a normal term, right? So what if Anthony Joshua beats you in the first fight? Then he gets 40% and you get 60%. Like, that don't make no sense, stupid. Are you no, man. Deontay Wilder's an idiot, man. Look. First of all, you don't even really deserve 40%, all right? One fight don't get you 40%, all right? You maybe deserve 2-3% more than what Joseph Parker got, all right? But you know what? But let's be fair. We'll give you 40%. 40% is what you get, all right? Now, in the next fight, even if you were to beat Anthony Joshua, man, that only takes you up about 5% higher. Like 45, 40, 46%. Maybe even 50 if we're being nice. Maybe a 50-50 split if Wilder beats Joshua and in the second fight there's a 50-50 split. That might make a little sense to me. I think that works. But you have to beat him first. That's not how it works. Like, you're not about to flip the terms of the contract. You said he came to the States. We're talking about Eddie Hearn. They were negotiating for the Wilder AJ fight, right? But then he says that they threw in Dillian Whyte, and he says he'll fight Dillian Whyte. That's not a problem. But there was no clause for him to fight AJ next, man. Like, no one's gonna put that in a contract for you, bro. Like, Eddie Hearn's main objective is to make sure that the fight between AJ and Wilder is the biggest that it can possibly be, right? So you would have came over to the UK, Wilder, would have went over to the UK, fought Dillian Whyte, and I think you would have beat Dillian Whyte, no problem. You'd have knocked him out in front of a ton of fans. And you might have got some new fans and some respect for once. But you didn't do that. You decided to take less money and fight the boogeyman, which is cool, man. That's great. You beat Luis Ortiz. You took his O. Feared fighter, one of the better fighters in the heavyweight division, right? But it don't matter. You talking crazy. I do want to see this fight. I do want to see Wilder AJ. I would like to see it next, but you know, I have a feeling we're not going to get this fight next because Deontay Wilder is just going to price himself out, want some ridiculous terms. Like, when you the B side for life, you just got to accept what the A side gives you, man. And I'm sure whatever they offer you is going to be your highest payday to date. I think that 2.4 might have been your highest payday, you know, against Ortiz, but he didn't really get much for fighting you. But I thought Deontay Wilder was the draw, and he's the guy. Yeah, he's the draw. So how does his opponent only get $500,000? What part of the game is that? Floyd was giving his opponents $1 million, a little over $1 million to fight him. But you can't give Luis Ortiz $1 million. You got to give him $500,000. Probably taking away $100,000. Maybe $99,000. Come on, man. Like, it don't make sense. Just negotiate the fight. Be regular. Stop acting like you the A side, because you're not the A side. Anthony Joshua selling out stadiums with 70,000 people. You can't even sell out the Barclays Center. You didn't sell it out. You're not that big of a draw, okay? The fight's not going to be in the United States. You know why it's not going to be in the United States? Because there's no money over here. And you're not a big enough draw in the United States. You can't even, you know what? We be talking about Deontay Wilder's, his cable ratings. Like, he do like, what, 1 million, over 1 million. But how come he not on pay-per-view then? Why isn't Deontay Wilder on pay-per-view? I'll be like, oh, the pay-per-view model's dead. And, well, if he sold on pay-per-view, if the buy rate was something that the promoters felt that he could achieve, if he could achieve a high enough buy rate, high enough rating via pay-per-view, they will put him on pay-per-view, right? Deontay Wilder couldn't do 2 million homes on pay-per-view. That's for sure. So this is what you're going to do. This is my final tip in closing, all right? Deontay Bronze Bomber Wilder. This is what you're going to do. You're going to take what Eddie Hearn gives you. You're going to hop on a boat over to the UK. You're going to fight Anthony Joshua. And in the rematch, you might even take a little less because you might take a loss. All right? As simple as that. Bring a little green belt over there with you and just get it on. Like, just stop playing around. Stop talking reckless. You on WAGs, my dude. You on a show called WAGs. You on a show called WAGs in the United States. Nobody knows you, son. Hitman Boxing. We are the A-side boxing community. I'm out.
This world will bring you down with mass confusion and complexities, but I am the master of my fate and captain of my soul, you see. Stuck in the mentalities that says one thing and does another. Oh, the contradictories. That's when I visit my utopia of Capricornia to be free. Most would say that's not normal, but for me, life is but a dream, and your reality is what it seems. I'm sitting in the crib I found on Craigslist, staring out in space, scheming what my next move is. I'm thinking that it's time to move west. No idea what I'm doing, I'm just trying my best. Not exactly where I thought I'd be. Honestly, a 9 to 5 never was in my dreams. I've been feeling all alone lately. Nothing I ain't used to since '88 as a baby. When I came up out the womb, everybody knew it was something special about me that fills a room. I never understood it, but my OG told me it's a blessing. I should use it to the fullest. And that's what I've been trying to do. But it's hard to keep a smile on your face while paying dues. Damn, it's hella cloudy in the room, and the shadow of reality is darkest when it glooms.
I'm in the midst of the world. I wish someone could see me. Surrounded by clouds, free me. It's like an endless dream, leading to endless roads. I wanna be free from this. army of clouds.
I had a suicide dream about a month ago while I was sleeping on the couch at my parental's house. That's when I knew that it was time for me to up and go. So I booked it. Couple friends took it personal. Like, why you just up and go? Ain't even bother to tell nobody. That's rude, bro. It was unintentional. Conversations with myself, I need a hospital. I think I've gone bipolar. Half of me is conservative, any other stoner. I think I lost the love that I had from a good girl. The temp is -18, yeah, that's a cold world. Janis Joplin that's playing on my Pandora station. Cosmic Blues, just some emotional life changes. Whole time, no, I gotta stop looking back, because the future's not a present, gotta get on track.
I'm in the midst of the world. I wish someone could see me. Surrounded by clouds, free me. It's like an endless dream, leading to endless roads. I wanna be free from this army of clouds.